Alright, hello everyone, and welcome back to Kottabos Space Program. And today should be an interesting day. I'm wanting to continue our work on the moon by sending up a secondary base. But first, I wanted to give you a small update on the station extension that we did for the Challenger. Let's just go over there real quick. Now, I did solve the shaking issue. It was because I had the SAS on, and there were multiple SASs fighting against one another. It was helped once SAS was turned off, and also the rocket that brought up the escape pods here was detached and left to go away. So that took away that SAS, but a new problem I'm discovering, as you may be able to see as I move around the station, is I'm starting to get some frame rate issues because of the station. If I go to the moon where Jebediah is landed, or to our little station up there, we don't really get these frame drops. But around this station, we are. So this may be too complicated for its own good, potentially. I'm not 100% sure, but right now there are 5 separate crafts connected together to build this station. The original core, the two-part modules that were sent up, the crew retriever, and now the escape pods. So there are 5 ships, and the escape pod technically has 8 additional ships. So I wasn't getting this lag before I put on the escape pods, so the added complexity of these 8 escape pods just may be too much. So I'm a little saddened by that, but I may have to rethink this. We may have to let it go, because it has, or it does appear to be causing some issues. Let's just go IVA, though he has a lovely view of the escape pods right there. Yep, yeah, so you can see the frame drops in here too. It's not very smooth to look around, but it is quite nice. Whoop, that's not what I wanted. Yeah, so I'm a little bit worried about that, because we didn't really get those same frame drops before this, which saddens me. I really like this. I wanted to keep it up here, but if it must go, it must. Yeah, so let's head back to the Space Center and go to the VAB to take a look at the mission we're going to do today. Now, as I said, I want to continue our moon operations, and so we have this moon research, or Lunar Research Project Mark II. And this one, now the Mark I put our Munar space station, the KVLL-02 Shenandoah, up into orbit around the moon, and also landed Jebediah on the surface. And I'm a little bit less concerned about getting him home now. I think I could actually get him home with that lander, but I'm still a little worried about it. So I haven't given it a go yet, and if I do give it a go, I'll record it on here because it might be amusing. But for the Mark II of the Lunar Research Project, I want to send down an actual permanent little base. So we're using our same heavy lifter, and this same staging here that did get us to the moon, though with a bit of a fuel issue, but I'm hoping that won't be the case, because this is a lighter final stage. Now, before we had the space station here, and then our lander up here, and this is just a lander, essentially, which will serve as our base on the moon, with lovely science scattered about. Got some lights, some batteries. We've got a SAS module up here that we have a little radio tower coming off of, with, as you can see, our solar panels there, which, if I'm remembering correctly, are I think they're... Oh, God, I never remember which of these is which. It's one of these two. I really wish these were bit more descriptive. Is between these two and these two, you can never tell. I was a little bit tempted to make it a nuclear-powered base, but I figured that these solar panels would be fine. Though actually, I think I may put a few more solar panels on here, just to ensure that we have plenty of power. And I'll put it on an angle to the main solar panels. Let's rotate that around a bit. Whoop! That's good. So we'll have these little solar panels here on the angles, and then these coming out on the, well, still angles, of course, but more of a 90-degree mark. And are those... Huh. Okay, let's try and fix that. So that. Maybe a little more. How's that look? Oh yeah, that's good. You gotta love the controls there. Now, I did actually have someone ask me how I did those rotations. You use the WASD and Q and E keys to move objects around. So let's just grab something random here. So I can use the WASD keys to move, rotate, and then if you hold down Shift while you hit those keys, it moves it in smaller increments. So basically, if you just hit them straight on their own, they basically do it 90 degrees at a time. But with holding Shift, it's just a couple of degrees at a time, so you can fine-tune exactly how you want your parts to go. So yes, that is how you do that. Though I gotta be honest, I don't use that too often. I should use it more to make some more interesting things, but... yeah... Oh, I'm a little worried. I'm concerned that these heavy-duty lander legs may not be enough. Because if you remember, the lander Jebediah is on. They use, let's zoom out here a little bit, and of course the plus and minus keys zoom you in and out here, so you can get in there and look at the smaller details. Yes, the lander Jebediah is on has these landing struts, which are good. They are nice. I like them. But this is a much larger, heavier lander, so I'm figuring I should use these heavy legs. But I don't know if I can just get away with 4, if I should do the 8, like I did with the lander Jebediah is on, where I had them angled there and there-ish. But, well, we're gonna go with this. We're gonna see what happens. If it crashes, it crashes. I hope it doesn't, though. I'm putting a lot of trust into these heavy lander legs, so we'll see. At least they're not these tiny little ones. Though I may play around with those at some point. I've got a couple of interplanetary missions in my head for probes, and I think these would be fun to use for those, of course. But that is a future episode for another day. So yeah, I'm gonna double-check my launch sequence as I always do, and I will see you on the launch pad here in a moment. Okay, well, staging has been checked. I'm somewhat confident that it's gonna work. Yeah, this is a much smaller final stage, so I think that this rocket design should work. I'm hoping. I didn't like that we had to siphon some fuel from our lander in the last moon mission, but it wasn't as much fuel as I originally thought, so it wasn't too bad. Let's bring up our custom orbit info window. I love that window. And we have Orson and... wait, Billy? Billy Kerman? Isn't he on the space station? Yeah, he's on the up on the Challenger right now. Why do we have another Billy? Oh god. Are the Kerbals clones? Huh. That would make a bit of sense. And also slightly cool. Now I am thinking of them as something along the lines of the Asgard. I miss SG-1. Okay, enough of that. Let's send up our clones to the moon here. Good luck, guys. And 3, 2, 1, and liftoff. Okay. Good, clean launch so far. I don't know why I always say that right off the launch pad. I'd hope it would work right from there. But, hey, you never know. I have had ships blow up on the launch pad before. Though generally due to my own stupidity. I have no one else to blame but that. Okay, there we go. First stage down. We are 5 kilometers up now. We're starting to get a... Nah, I thought we were getting a little rotation there for a moment, but that seems to have passed. Okay, let's start our gravity turn right about here. Angle ourselves a bit. There we go. I'm worried about getting that roll that we got with the escape pod, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen here. This is a lot more typical of a design. It's not with all the angles and so forth. And ooh, I was not paying attention to my overheating, though I don't actually seem to be having an issue with it. So yeah, I'm cool with that. Alright, let's angle a little bit more. And again, this is probably a horrible way to actually try and get in orbit. Probably doing it very inefficiently. But you know what? It's worked for me so far. And let's cut it there at the 100-kilometer mark that I always like to start my orbital operations from. Actually pretty decently lined up at the moment. I'm liking that. That's good. At our maneuver node. And try to get ourselves into a nice orbit here. That'll work. A little bit more. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Excellent. So, we need to be moving down, and oh god, I just realized I forgot to put RCS on this rocket. Okay, we still have a little bit of control thanks to the advanced SAS. We've got a little bit of ability to sort of, I guess, wiggle ourselves around. But yeah, well, I guess this sort of ship really doesn't need RCS, as it is just going straight for the moon, in for a landing. I'm not attempting to do any docking or any really tough orbital maneuvers, so we might be good here. Maybe. Billy's looking happy. Orson looks a bit concerned. Oh, don't worry, buddy. You're just going to the moon. It's not too crazy. And let's start our burn. Here we go. Angle a bit more. That probably wasn't the best. Yeah, we're going to have to dig into this fuel tank for the orbital maneuver here. I'm not too happy about that. Okay. Ooh. There we go. Let's angle ourselves a bit more. I'm worried about this again and hoping I don't have to dig into these fuel reserves. But we may have to. I really hope we don't, though. Oh man, I probably should have burned sooner. This is going to take a bit more than I had originally expected to just get an orbit. Huh, that's unusual. I mean, this is a fairly typical design. So I don't know why this is giving us this issue. Normally we are much closer to an orbit by now. I mean, it is still going. We will still be able to get in orbit. I'm just worried about fuel getting to the moon. As I always am. I always worry about fuel. And after our last mission, I especially worry about it because I don't want us to dig into our reserves. I rather like having as much fuel as possible for the actual landing. But, okay, we're gonna get in orbit here fairly soon. Let's angle a bit more there. And, okay. That started going a bit wonky. Is an orbit, though. Not a good one, but an orbit nonetheless. Okay. I wonder if I could get a... Whoop! That's a bit much. Wonder if I could get an encounter from here. Looks like I can. Ooh. Moon periapse is at 1 million? Ooh, no. Moon encounter. Ooh. Just move that a little bit more. Okay, okay, we got some here. What's this? Moon escape? No, that's not what I want. That's not bad. How soon to that point? Ooh. Actually, quite soon. I should probably be starting to burn now, actually. Or, well... maybe not now, but in a minute. Though that... no... yeah, I'm happy with that. It's a bit high up. Far more up around in an orbit than I would like. But it's not bad. I could probably adjust it a bit more. But I feel if I play around with that maneuver node for too long, it's probably all going to go to hell. So I'm gonna just leave it be and start burning. Okay. This is gonna be a 2-minute burn, huh? Can I time accelerate? No, I cannot. Yeah, that's one thing I do wish that Squad would work on a bit more, the time acceleration stuff. I am very happy that they gave us time acceleration while in atmosphere. But it would be at least nice to have, like, 2x acceleration while you're throttling up in space, just to make these go a bit better. I mean, I understand why, because it's having to process all the physics, and, you know, you're trying to do all sorts of calculations. But still, it would be a little bit nice to have it so that, you know, it goes a little bit quicker. Alright, let's move ourselves on that point a bit more. You know, actually, I think we aren't going to have to dig into our fuel reserves. This is going very well. I'm very pleased with this. How's it looking on the map? Nice. Yeah, I think we're going to be good on fuel for this one. I'm happy about that. I kept going back and forth during the launch thinking, oh god, maybe we're not going to have enough fuel. But you know what? We do appear to be just fine. Let's start throttling down a bit more and off. Okay, not quite on the mark I was hoping for. We are a little bit off there, but I'm happy with it. Let's take out this maneuver node. And yeah, I will bring you guys back once we are in orbit around the moon. Whoop, that's not what I meant to do. I always do that when I mean to hit M. So yeah, I'll see you guys in a second. Alright, and here we are around the moon, and Billy looking happy as ever. Orson looking a bit ill, honestly. Poor guy. Well, it's not going to get much better for you, buddy. Yeah, the maneuver I did brought us way out here to like a 400,000 meter orbit, and I brought it down to a 50-kilometer one. And yeah, I don't know why, I always come into the moon really wonky. I mean, there's our station, there's me now. Just never works out very well for me. But yeah, I would like to land this thing somewhat close to Jebediah, so let's speed up here a bit. This is probably going to be a horrible, horrible plan. I sincerely doubt I'm going to get anywhere near Jebediah, but... Alright, how is my power doing? Okay, we got 300. We're good to go. Ah, no, at this angle I'm never going to really get close to him. Oh well. Let's make this mission land on the opposite side here, and let's actually see if perhaps we can land in that crater. Or do I want to land there, or... I don't know, it's been quite a while since I've really looked into where all the cool stuff is on the moon. So I'm trying to think of where somewhere interesting might be, but I cannot for the life of me think of it. Let's accelerate a bit more here still. And no, a little bit more. I actually think I want to shoot for somewhere in here where these multiple craters are. I think that might be interesting. It's not going to go well. I'm probably going to end up nowhere near that point. But hey, it's I can hope. Alright, where are we at now? I want to get a little bit closer over it. Which is probably the exact wrong thing that I want to be doing. Okay. But a very good part is that we did get here with that stage's fuel that we had for burning to the moon, so I'm quite happy. We have all the fuel on our lander, and fuel left in this, which I'm going to use to start our descent. Let's actually align ourselves with my periapsis point, or retrograde burn, which is not that one. Loop ourselves around. There we go. Alright. Little adjustments. There we go. Okay. I have no idea if this is going to get me where I want to go, but we're gonna try burning here. Hey, it could be interesting. Let's lock in SAS. Yeah. There. And let's try burning. Alright, what is this doing? Well, of course, it's bringing down our point here. Quite quickly as well. I also wish it shows your fuel status here. Well, I guess I have this, and you can do stage only, which doesn't help me one bit. That is almost out. Okay, let's... There we go. Okay, let's drop it there. Huh. Is that where I want to land? Not entirely, but let's burn a little bit more here. Yup. Okay. Okay. Now I'm going to wait a little bit for our pod to come down a bit more. Ooh, I also just remembered. I no longer need this orbiting info. I need... not atmosphere. That's not going to do a darn thing. Landing info. There we go. My second favorite panel. Okay. Okay, let's turn off SAS. Realign ourselves with our retrograde point. Go. Why am I focused on the moon? I want to be focused on my ship. Okay. Now I wonder what would happen now if I burn here. I'm hoping that this will start getting me vertical. Yes, it will, but... you know, I kind of like the idea of landing in this crater, so I am going to wait a bit longer to bleed off my horizontal movement. So we are still 42 kilometers up here. So we've got some time. Oh, is that as far as I can zoom in? Yes, it does appear to be. And that's going to crash soon. Bye. Okay. Yeah, I kind of like the idea of landing somewhere in here. If I'm remembering correctly, I think one of the moon arches is somewhere in this area. I'm not 100% sure on that, though. It's been a while. Okay, let's see. Let's speed up a little bit here. And okay, I'm going to try and get myself completely vertical now. Oh man, we're starting to fall quick. I want to know what my surface speed is. Alright. It's going quite nicely. Excellent. My horizontal speed is dropping like a stone. And let's cut it there. Alright. It's going quite nicely. Oh, it's a Munar arch! Oh, yes, we're going to be somewhat close. Somewhat. Oh, that makes me happy. We're not going to be extraordinarily close to it, but you know what? If we can see it, we can send a man to it. Maybe. Probably not. It'd probably take him a while. So is that like somewhere over here? I'm not entirely sure. Alright, so we've got that large crater there, so... oh, so it's like right here-ish. Okay. I could live with that. Alright, let's just burn a bit here. We're still almost 7 kilometers up, but I am going to put down my landing legs just because I'm paranoid, and God, I hope that those 4 are enough. Okay. It's looking good. I'm coming down pretty much vertical, losing some more horizontal speed, which is nice. My vertical speed, on the other hand. Let's put up the throttle a bit more. Okay, Okay, maybe a bit more than that. So we are 2 kilometers away. Okay, okay. Okay. Alright, we've got... okay. This part always makes me nervous. Sorry for not talking much here, but I am trying to land on the moon. And oh, it's so close. Okay, we are about 500 meters. Let's turn up our engines a little bit more. Oh, man. Okay, okay, let's drop down a bit. Oh, jeez. This part's always very, very nerve-wracking. I want to cancel out my horizontal movement, because that worries me that I'm going 6 meters per second horizontally. But if I try to do that, I am going to go way off course, and I know it. Oh god, oh god. Okay, 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 okay. Oh jeez, okay, okay. And... oh god, okay, okay, okay. We made it! We made it! We bounced a little bit, but we made it. Oh god. There's the moon arch. Oh jeez, okay. Let's use one of those custom buttons there. Hit 1 and we extend our antennae there. And open up our solar panels. Let's extend our ladder. Turn off that because that's pointless. Orson looks happy now. That's good. Bill just looks content. So let's send out Bill. I think he would be a good one to send. There we go. All right, and Bill is our second Kerbin to set foot on the moon, and oh, look at how happy that guy is. He's just happy as a clam. All right. Excellent. That makes me very, very happy. Let's turn on his RCS for no reason whatsoever. Just kind of fly him up on to check out our solar panels, make sure everything's okay. Okay, how's it all looking up there, buddy? Solar panels all look good. SAS module intact. Let's just back them off. Okay, whoop, whoop, and grab. There we go. Let's get him back inside. And even though it is light out, let's make sure the lights work. Excellent. And we, of course, have a habitation module, so we could send up more people to fit them in here. And we are quite close to a Munar arch, which I am very pleased about. I may risk trying to take this thing off and moving that way a bit more, but I'm not going to do that now. I'm just happy we made it here today. And yes, we have sent up our first official moon base, which I cannot remember what I wanted to rename this now, but we'll set it as a base here for now. And you know what? Hey, if any of you guys have a fun name to call this, sticking with that lovely ship naming convention we've been going with, then please put it in the comments. I would be happy to take a look and consider them, and if I like it, I'll use it. And yeah, I'm extraordinarily pleased about this. That went much better than I thought it would. We have plenty of fuel left, so yeah, I may risk it and try and move that thing, or this thing, closer to that thing over there and do some research at the Munar Arch. But that will be another day. For now, Billy, Orson, rest, my friends. You've deserved it. I hope you all have enjoyed this episode, and that, of course, you come back for the next, and have a good one.